What's going on, guys? Bengal King here, coming back at you with another video, and today we are doing another rebuild. This is the Los Angeles Rams, and I know you're like, hey, Bengal, the Rams don't need a rebuild, and yes, you're right. While the roster is very talented, I think you could say this is a team that has underperformed so far this year. So what do? They shake up the roster a little bit. They make some changes. Now, the biggest problem of the team by a lot is the offensive line. Very, very poor so far this year. However, they made a change on the defense side of the ball, sending Marcus Peters away to the Baltimore Ravens, in return getting Kenny Young. He's going to be on this team. And they also made a move to acquire none other than Jalen Ramsey. Of course, you can see him on the screen. Superstar X-Factor development in the game. He's got the shutdown ability. I don't remember what that does, but we're going to find out here in a moment as we dive into the roster, do a more complete breakdown. But yeah, the Rams, they shook things up, and they made some big moves. So like the video if you have not already. Definitely subscribe if you have not already. And let's go ahead and hop right into it. LA Rams rebuild. Let's see what we can do. Of course, the Rams just didn't get Jalen Ramsey. It's like the Jaguars didn't, just drop him on the doorstep. They had to trade some big picks for him. 2 first-round picks, 1 this year, 1 next year, and a 4th-round pick next year. They also got Kenny Young. So what I did was, since you can't trade picks outside of franchise, and I wanted him on the roster before loading in the franchise, had to make the trades. You can only do player for player. So I put Kenny Young on the Jaguars, and we're going to trade those 2 firsts and a 4th for Kenny Young. And if the Jaguars do not accept this, I would be incensed. I'd be furious. That would be really, really frustrating, but they do, obviously. And I think if you guys have seen a rebuild or 2 on the channel already, I'm probably going to get at least some type of high pick back, maybe either this year or next year. And I think I've decided for these one-off style rebuilds that aren't really with the theme of the rest of the team, or the rest of the series, where we the fantasy rebuild of whoever and the realistic rebuild for whoever. I've done some that are all right, here's the Colts, but specifically without Andrew Luck, or here's the Jaguars, as we've already done on the channel with trading Jalen Ramsey. Make sure to check that out. That's on the channel in the rebuild playlist. Didn't upload it too long ago, so definitely make sure to watch that. We traded him away, and then we did a rebuild. But I think for those style of videos, and with the trade deadline coming up, let's say Trent Williams gets traded, and it's an offensive lineman, but let's say just hypothetically, even though I've already done a Redskins fantasy rebuild, if I did a rebuilding the Redskins without Trent Williams or something like that, or rebuilding the Browns with Trent Williams, I think I'm just going to use realistic rosters. So I know that's a really long-winded way to say I'm going to use realistic rosters, but that's what's going to happen. So I do have a roster in the vault that you can download, or a draft class. It is the most downloaded draft class on all of PS4. It's a PS4 exclusive. I can't convert it to PC or Xbox. So it's on PS4. So if you want to use it, it's the most downloaded one. It's called 2020 NFL Draft Bengal, something along those lines. PSN is Gene Dangus. But I will apologize. That felt super long-winded to get to here, but this is the team. We got Andrew Whitworth, who's a really, really good player, one of the best left tackles in football still. However, he is 37. I don't anticipate he plays after this season, so upgrading left tackle is going to be a huge, huge point of emphasis. Rob Havenstein is probably the only one that stays. I mean, Austin Blythe is not terrible. He's 27 years old, normal development. What is his contract looking like? That's going to be an interesting question. He should be on his rookie year still, so 2 years, I would say, left. Only has 1 year remaining. Okay, I thought for some reason he was he's only in his 3rd year, but he's already played 3. Okay, so he only had, this is his last year on the team. We'll probably end up re-signing him though. So maybe Havenstein and Blythe. If you look at the rest of the offensive line, whether it's Jeremiah Noteboom, it's not a good offensive line in general. Left guard and center are positions we really need to upgrade. The entire left side, we're going to bring in new players, more than likely. At tight end, Gerald Everett's good. Could use with catching the ball a little more often. Tyler Higbee in there as well. Receiving core is one of the best in football with Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, and Cooper Kupp. Josh Reynolds in there as well. And, of course, in the backfield, we've got Malcolm Brown, hook 'em horns, but we're going to start the rookie out of Memphis as Ty Gurley's backup. So not starting, but he's going to be Ty Gurley's backup. Darrell Henderson Jr. Ty Gurley, of course, is our starter. And then we have Jared Goff, the boat, Robbie Blake Bortles, and I guess Tyler Higbee's going to start at fullback for us. On the defensive side of the ball, Eric Weddle is super old. We need to upgrade at that position. Samson Ebukam is good, but we got Kenny Young, Corey Littleton. I guess we'll hold and stay with them for a little while. At middle linebacker, we'll see. Clay Matthews in there as well. Definitely need to get younger than him. How about Dante Fowler Jr. starts? We also have Obo Okoronkwo in here as well. Micah Kaiser. I mean, it's not a great group really, but it'll have to do. John Johnson's a really good player, and then Taylor Rapp honestly could move to linebacker. 6 foot 208. Would be a little bit light for the position, but that's basically what he plays anyway. He's only a 69 overall, while that is nice zone coverage as well. I don't really know what his role is going to be for the future. Might play him as a sub linebacker, but that's not really probably going to happen. I don't know. He's definitely not going to be our nickel because we already have a nickel in Nikel Roby-Coleman. Jalen Ramsey, Aqib Talib, who is on IR in real life, but he's going to work for here. Troy Hill, but he's also super old as well. He's like, what, 34? 33, turning 34. So we got to upgrade at that position. On the defensive line, it's great, though. Aaron Donald, arguably the best defensive player in football. Greg Gaines, Michael Brockers, Tenzel Smart in there as well. It's not a terrible group. Specialist is fantastic. Greg the Leg and Johnny Hecker. Zerline, I know, missed a big kick recently, but he's still very good. That is the team. We're going to simulate to the midseason mark. I know, super long intro for this rebuilding the LA Rams with Jalen Ramsey, but I felt like we had to get a lot of things out of the way. And I didn't even mention using code Bengal to save yourself $20 when you buy tickets for anything. If you're ever wondering how to import the draft class, by the way, after year one, I know I get some questions about this from newer players from time to time. Just hit L3 or the left stick on Xbox, and it'll give you the option to import the local file. If you don't already have it downloaded, you can go download from Madden Share, and you get a whole bunch of options for only draft classes that pop up. And of course, as I previously mentioned, mine is the top one. So I'm making changes to this to make it better, as things have happened in college football so far where stocks have either gone up or gone down a little bit based on how they've played so far. So I'm trying to update that as I have time. Obviously, it's a lot to manage the YouTube channel already and school and all that. So I'm doing it as I can, but I think right now it's a very good draft class. I just have to reorder some things. I think the overalls are basically in tune with the rest of the auto-generated classes. So I think the pacing is fairly good on it. But yeah, I'm just going to have them auto-scout. And we're going to be in business. Where is auto-scouting here? I've totally missed it. Oh, here we go. I haven't done one of these in a little while, man. I know a lot of you guys are missing the rebuilds, but they're here somewhat. So we were 3-1. Now we're 3-4. So things haven't exactly been going all that well. I will note that Andrew Whitworth is an impending free agent. Will be at the end of the year. Here's the thing, Andrew. You are 37 years old. You are a 92 overall, sure. If I give him a contract, I would almost guarantee that he retires. I mean, either way. We don't have a whole lot of cap room. Of course, acquiring Jalen Ramsey's contract hurt a little bit in that regard, by a lot. Andrew Whitworth wants over 14 a year. We just can't do it. Can't bring back Aqib Talib either. Michael Brockers, Greg Zerline, Austin Blythe, even Dante Fowler Jr., and Corey Littleton, I would say, we can afford to re-sign because they're not going to be all that expensive. Littleton's actually a little bit more than I would have wanted. Fowler's above 7. We're just in a really, really tough situation for money, and if Blythe is out here asking for over 7, it's going to be tough to re-sign a lot of these players. I would say right now Michael Brockers at over 8 is just not doable for 3 years. Now, is he going to accept a 2-year deal? Probably not. I mean, I could raise the cash on it, but that's going to make things even tougher. His cap hit's going to be over 10. He wants to improve the bonus and the length, even though I just boosted the bonus. It's going to be really, really tough to re-sign him. The edge value or the defensive end value in this is really, really high, and he's a 3-4 defensive end. So he's not an edge rusher. His value is not close to $10 million per year, at least in the game. I really can't afford to re-sign a lot of these guys, and you're going to see me offer a big contract to Greg Zerline. But like, some things we have to do. It has to be done. He wants a higher salary. Who can we re-sign, man? I don't even know. Corey Littleton, he'll get up to like probably a little over an 80 overall. So we can give him a 5-year deal. And we're going to have to raise things slightly. So it's going to be 4 mil over 5. Not terrible. Dante Fowler wants more salary, but we don't really have room because I offered him a contract within our cap room, but it's projecting for the draft picks that we own. So here's the thing about that is we can't offer him a contract because we don't have any space. That's going to be the biggest issue with this rebuild so far is managing the salaries of these superstar players. You look at Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Todd Gurley. It is tough. We just do not have the room at all. If you look at the 2020 salary cap hit, Goff is over 36 mil. Aaron Donald at 25 mil. And there's so much time remaining on those deals that we are absolutely locked for the next several years. I don't really know how to handle this, honestly. Tyler Higbee's got to go. So we're trading Tyler Higbee, Clay Matthews, and a 7th round pick for 2 third-round picks from the Raiders. I didn't really want to do anything super unrealistic. I mean, that's already like kind of bad enough because I don't think that type of return would be warranted. I just wouldn't. But I'm comfortable doing it, so whatever. So we actually made the playoffs this year. 10-6 gives us a wild card spot against the Dallas Cowboys, who went 8-8 and probably won the NFC East. That's kind of yucky, but also whatever. We'll check out the stats for the season, see how that may have happened. 21st offense in the NFL. Not too good, but I guess the defense carried at number 9. Seems like we probably shouldn't have been a playoff team. 8th most points in the NFL, though, so maybe 7th. Okay, so yards aren't necessarily telling if we're scoring pretty often, given our opportunities, and holding the opponents to few points. So I like to see that. Jared Goff, pretty good year. I mean, it's a great year. It's just yards is not maybe as high as you'd like to see compared to the rest of the NFL, but this is a fantastic season. Just conservative, 70% completion percentage is quite high. Todd Gurley, incredible season, 1,355 yards, 4.9 per carry, 11 TDs as well, averaged almost 100 per game, 15 yards, whatever. Gerald Everett led the team in catches by a lot, had the most yards, had 8 touchdowns, had an incredible year. Robert Woods caught 10 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks and Cooper Kupp were really solid role players. Defensively, Corey Littleton led the team in tackles. And there's Kenny Young, the second newest LA Ram. I guess Jalen Ramsey trade happened after. He had 100 tackles in the triple digits, 3 sacks as well. Aaron Donald with 20 tackles for loss, 12 for Corey Littleton, 11 for Dante Fowler Jr. Sacks, 14 for Aaron Donald. He had almost 10 more than the next highest at Dante Fowler Jr. with 4.5. Samson Ebukam with 4 interceptions, 3 for Jalen Ramsey. This is your video, Jalen. I'd hope you'd lead the team in interceptions or something with 3, so I like to see that. I wish you could see, I don't know. I guess it didn't, I didn't think it showed catches allowed, but I wish it showed targets. Catches allowed and then targets. So 36 catches allowed is really not a whole lot at cornerback especially. 4 pass deflections, had a fumble as well. I guess he's just locked down, you know. No defensive touchdowns, but we will check out the yearly awards. I expect Todd Gurley to at least be in the running for Offensive Player of the Year in some regard. But per usual, I'm never in the running for any of these. And it seems like whatever team I do, it doesn't matter. Just never in the running. We have the NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Matt Ryan. Oh, there's Todd Gurley at number 8. Jared Goff at 10. Defensive Player of the Year, Bobby Wagner. Get Aaron Donald at number 2. No other Rams. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Kyler Murray. Darrell Henderson Jr. at 3. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Sean Murphy Bunting. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, there's DeAndre Baker. As a Giants fan, I wish. Dexter Lawrence, Ryan Connolly. For sure, dude. But we're in the playoffs. This is what we want to be. We want to be a playoff team. We want to compete for a Super Bowl. And I think that's definitely capable of happening. Let's go ahead and upgrade D-line, though. And probably DB. So we only have 625 XP. The reason I didn't do OL is because we don't really know what this offensive line is going to look like. Not going to waste the XP. It's just a playoff run anyway. And we'll go ahead and upgrade the team. Our team's already upgraded. because there's nothing to do here. We will simulate to the divisional round, see if we manage to knock off the Dallas Cowboys, and we do. I'm playing offline because I have the maximum number of leagues created, so it takes a little bit longer than usual. If you guys play offline and have the capability of going online, simulation is a whole lot faster, if that makes a difference to you if you're doing these rebuilds. Beat the Cowboys, though, 26-21, and now it is a playoff rematch from last year. Rams-Saints. The stakes are slightly lower considering it's only the divisional game opposed to the NFC Conference Championship, but it's a rematch nonetheless. Same location. Let's see if it's the same result. It is. This time, less competitive, 42-28 in favor of the Los Angeles Rams. And now the Panthers, who are always going deep into the playoffs in these simulations, are 10-6. And the winner of this game is headed to Super Bowl LIIV, which is 55? 54. 54. And we didn't make it. The Panthers beat us, and we got a Panthers-Browns Super Bowl 54. Yikes. Yikes. So, a little bit of a disappointing end to the season here. It's only season 1 anyway. The rebuild doesn't really start until the next season after we go through the offseason, free agency, re-signing, things like that. So, we're going to advance to the next week here as the Browns beat the Panthers 20-17 in Super Bowl 54. And let's go ahead and check out the lineup. We'll see if any development changes have been made, as Darrell Henderson is revealed to have star. I think that was pretty obvious, just what he was going to have based on his draft position and ability. Decent team, though. Decent team. Don't see any development changes on offense. However, on the defense side of the ball, we have also none. Wow, though. Aqib Talib has regressed to a 79. Eric Weddle has regressed to a 77. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. And there have been no development upgrades at all. Very, very disappointing. Andrew Whitworth has regressed down to an 86 and has not retired, but he's 38. I feel like he's going to retire. I don't know. He's just like, you're too old now. I can't bring you back. Now, Michael Brockers, it's going to be pretty much the same. We do have more cap room now as we have less responsibility, but Dante Fowler Jr. is going to be my top priority of the players remaining, and we can offer him a longer deal and increase the salary, and he'll probably accept that as he wants to play for a new team. That's not what I want to hear, Dante. I'm going to tag you for 12 mil. We're going to revisit this next year. That's probably more his value anyway. We would have gotten him at quite a discounted rate. Austin Blythe, I don't really... Yeah, I mean, he's 28. 81 overall. We're kind of low on cap room after that. I think the last player we're going to be able to get, because we don't have money for Michael Brockers, don't want to bring back Andrew Whitworth or Aqib Talib, who will continue to regress heavily. We don't really have money for Michael Brockers. He's also going to start regressing big time from an 84, probably down to an 81 next year, and then down below that. Regression hits pretty hard for players at 28 and up. Greg Zuerlein is going to be the top priority. So we'll just increase signing bonus and salary, and he should accept. So Greg the Leg is back. We don't really have money to bring back anybody else. Even if I offer this to Austin Blythe, we're just not going to have it. And that's literally all we could do. That's the highest amount we could offer him. We've already used our franchise tag. There's just no money. There's no money. It's going to be slightly better next year, but like not that much better. We don't have any money to sign anybody, so there will be no free agent signing. We're going to go straight to the draft, and this is the 2020 NFL draft class, of course, so you'll be seeing names that you're probably familiar with. Maybe we'll see the top 5, see how it looks, and hopefully we have a good draft class. I hope we do. So the top 5 goes Bengals, Dolphins, Cardinals, Giants, Raiders. Who do the Bengals take number 1 overall? Probably a quarterback. Herbert. It is Justin Herbert. The Miami Dolphins take Andrew Thomas, replacing Laramie Tunsil. I doubt they do that in real life. The Cardinals go with Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa. The Giants take Derek Brown, because why not draft another interior defensive lineman? Because now they would have Dexter Lawrence, B.J. Hill, Dalvin Tomlinson, and now Derek Brown. Maybe they'll run just like 4 defensive tackle fronts, or rotate them all around. That's interesting. And the Raiders go with Jeff Okudah. I'm hearing him called now a lot out of Ohio State, really, really good player. And the Seahawks go J.K. Dobbins. They love to draft running backs you don't use, so that does make a lot of sense. But we're on the clock here at number 29 overall in the second round. A lot of quarterbacks still on the board. There's so many in this class to choose from. Jake Fromm, Joe Burrow, Jacob Eason, Jordan Love. Who could pick? Also, I should mention, a lot of people have talked about this in the past. There's a glitch in Madden they still have not fixed over at EA where it shows first-round talent for everybody. All you have to do is go in and edit one stat or one thing on them, and apparently it fixes it, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just drafting the name here. So who cares? But I will say that I don't know what to do here. It's a good tackle class, but don't really appear to be any still available here in the second round that are appealing to me. Some good offensive linemen on the interior. That might be a move that we go towards. TJ McCoy may be the best one of the bunch. I don't know. I mean, cornerback is still a big need as well. Lavert Hill is here. Marco Wilson's here. I think we've drafted Marco Wilson before. When I do these, and it's like you say, oh, Bengal, don't you know the overalls and stuff? Like, yeah, I do forget over time, but also I'm drafting different people in every one of these, so it's not stale, so I'm not just going after guys that I know have high overalls. They're pretty similar, a lot of them, so I don't know what to go with here. I think Lavert Hill is going to be the pick. Rotational cornerback. We'll see how good he is. He is a 69 overall with star or better development, so it's a nice pick, not amazing. Clearly not the number one overall player in the class, but he does have 93 speed. Nice man coverage. Zone coverage has it's not that high. They both leave a bit to be desired, but it's a late second round pick. We're not exactly going to be drafting studs only here as we move to the top of the third round, where I think I'm going to try and trade down for a high pick next year if possible. And it doesn't appear to be possible. We're getting no second round offers next year, so I'm kind of out. We'll go with an offensive lineman, Solomon Kindley out of Georgia. He is a 71 overall with normal development. Honestly, could start right away. That's kind of the state of this offensive line. We're in such a weird phase that, yeah, that could be a starter right away. We'll take LeBrian Ray here out of Alabama. Maybe our potential Michael Brockers replacement. He is a 68 overall. Okay speed, block shed, strength is all right. These are pretty much going to be depth picks at this point, and we're not getting good offers for these picks, which makes me not really want to trade down. But I guess if I got a 2021 fourth, 2021 third, all right, boom, we'll do that. Hopefully the Falcons are bad next year, and that's a good pick. Another offensive lineman, this one's going to be Zach Shackleford out of Texas. He is a 54 overall. I guess that was one that I did not fix yet. That is viciously bad. Now I know. I gotta fix my draft class a little bit. Should be fixed at the time you guys are watching this video, so don't worry. Zach Shackleford is not going to be a 54, and any other weird overalls won't be as well, so don't worry about it. We're going to trade this 6th round for a 5th round next year, and that's going to be the draft. So, obviously, with these realistic classes, there are no real chances to draft studs, but people ask for it, so sometimes it's fun to mix in the realistic class for actual players. Definitely be doing a whole lot more of that when it actually comes closer to draft season, near the end of the actual NFL regular season, into the postseason, the playoffs, if you will. So, not a tremendous draft class for us, but that's to be expected, especially when you don't have a first-round pick. Todd Gurley's up to a 99 overall. Receiving core is still looking awesome. And, yeah, the offensive line is poor. It's really, really, really bad. But, I mean, we knew that was going to be a thing. We are in tough shape. David Long in here as well, the rookie rookie last year. Now that we're in 2021, out of Michigan, Troy Hill. Maybe Lavert Hill wasn't the pick here. I mean, he does have a lot of potential, so I guess we'll put him as our 3rd cornerback. Offensive line is so bad. The defensive line's so bad. This team's terrible now. Having no money and no picks really puts us in a really, really bad spot. Jesus, I didn't realize how tough this was going to be. Season 2 is, ugh, I don't think it's going to be that good, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. So, at week 9 midseason mark, apparently on a losing streak. That's no good. We are 3-4. I think we were 3-0 when I decided to simulate the midseason mark. It's always fun, but yeah, this team is kind of in a weird spot, so I guess I'm not entirely shocked. Jalen Ramsey is an impending free agent. That's no good. You better hope in real life the Rams win a Super Bowl, because let me tell you, Jalen Ramsey is not going to be cheap to bring back, especially when you have to bring back John Johnson and Cooper Kupp and Nickel Roby-Coleman and Samson Ebukam and Gerald Everett and Dante Fowler Jr. Wow, a lot of players to bring back and extend. I don't know what kind of money we're gonna have. I think we're gonna need at least like for it to pop up and say 80 mil when I close it on Jalen Ramsey here when I open this up. 56. Yikes! I needed that to be 80, probably. It's gonna be 15 mil per year. He's worth it. We have to. We don't really have a choice. It's a Jalen Ramsey Rams rebuild. Jalen Ramsey, get it? I already make that joke? I think I did on Twitter. Oh, I know I did on Twitter. I don't know if I did in this video. It wasn't worth making, but that's why you love me or hate me, I guess. So Jalen Ramsey wants a better signing bonus? Will you relax? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to simulate a week and then go back at that again. And I guess in 2021, we're going to use like just an auto-generated class. So don't worry about it. In the realistic rebuilds, it's going to be straight real draft classes for 2020, 2021, and 2022 if I can. In this one, whatever. It's more fun sometimes to draft with the auto-generated ones where you have the potential to hit a huge prospect or multiple over the course of your draft picks rather than just like kind of the same names over and over and over and over and over again. All right, higher bonus for Ramsey, and he wants more bonus? Are we serious here, Jalen? How much bonus do you need? All right, higher bonus. Jalen, please. Thank God Jalen Ramsey is re-signed. Now we can actually go after the rest of these guys. So we have re-signed Dante Fowler. Haven't gone after Gerald Everett yet or Nickel Roby-Coleman. Ebukam wants a higher salary, which we can probably do. Cooper Kupp is re-signed. John Johnson III is re-signed. And, of course, Jalen Ramsey is re-signed. We're going to worry about the rest come the offseason. We really need to reevaluate some of our salary decisions. This is probably not a playoff team here in year 2. And now, will they make the playoffs in real life? I would say almost definitely. If I had to bet on it, I would say yes at this point. But just here in year 2 in the game, things are not looking good. I will see you guys at the start of the playoffs. Whether we make it or not remains to be seen. It's not looking good at all. We did not make the playoffs. It was trending that way. Finished 7-9. Whatever. That's like, you hear that whatever. That's like, you ever seen the meme where they have the mask on that's smiling and in the back they're crying? That was what that whatever was. You could hear it in my voice, man. Jared Goff had a very, very similar season to last season. Just interceptions go slightly up, touchdowns go slightly down, yards go slightly up. I assume completions and attempts both went up as well, although I don't remember what they were. Todd Gurley, great season again. Over 1,400 yards this time, 10 touchdowns, 5 per carry. Cooper Kupp this time led our team in yards and touchdowns. 12 touchdowns, 1,000 yards as well. He really went off. Look at this distribution, though. 60-plus catches for 4 different players. That is wild. Defensively, 300 tackles players. Triple-digit tacklers is a better way to say that. Aaron Donald had 21 tackles for loss. Only 10.5 sacks, though. 8 for Ebukam. I say his name differently every time because I really don't know what it is. Dante Fowler Jr. with 7 interceptions. Kenny Young had 2, Ramsey with 2, Nickel Roby-Coleman and Taylor Rapp also with 2. Forced fumbles, a handful had 1, Kenny Young being one of them. And a touchdown for Taylor Rapp. 7th best offense, and I assume a terrible defense, 11th. We had the 7th best offense, well, for your 20th for points scored, though, and 21st for points allowed. What? How is that possible? Tua Tagovailoa and the New Orleans Saints went 12-4, and he won the MVP. Wow, Tua going off in his rookie season. I guess good for him, man. The NFC Offensive Player of the Year is, of course, Tua. No shock there. Defensive Player of the Year is Khalil Mack. Roquan at number 2. No Rams. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course, is Tua Tagovailoa. No Rams. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Josh Uche with the Atlanta Falcons. Lavert Hill in there at number 4. LeBrian Ray at number 10. This was a weird year. We're in just such a tough spot where I'm not sure how we're going to improve. Needing money and talent and draft picks is a really tough spot to be in. The Seahawks beat the Chargers 31-28 in Super Bowl 55. That sounds like a heck of a game. Russell Wilson versus maybe Phillip Rivers. I don't even know who their quarterback might be at this point. Probably Phillip Rivers, but I don't know who it is in the game. We do need to go after Ebukam here. He has superstar development now. There's no way we can let him go away. Just cannot happen. Only 26 years old. We do have money to re-sign him, so we're definitely going to do that. We'll up the annual salary and signing bonus. Give him another year as well, and he re-signs. Nickel Roby-Coleman, I'm going to let walk, probably. He is an 84 overall. We don't have money to re-sign him, so it's not even like my choice. Doesn't matter. I can't bring him back. Can I bring back Gerald Everett? No. Okay, sick. We, oh no, we're in a bad spot. There's Josh Reynolds as well. I guess he's going to go away. We just don't have any money. Blake Bortles, we're not even going to talk about him. We're in a really, really bad spot. I know I say that, but I don't know how to realistically change it. Cooper Kupp has superstar dev now, which is awesome. He had a great year, so glad to see that happen. Defensively, we saw Ebukam go up to superstar dev. The rest stay the same. Lavert Hill had star. This team kind of sucks, dude. I know I keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. You know what? Here's what I need you to do in the comments. Rebuild the Rams and tell me how it goes, man. Because I feel like doing it in any realistic manner, the team falls apart after 1 year. We have no money. We're negative in cap, which just means that it's accounting for like draft picks and things like that. We can't sign anybody, which means we can't make any trades unless they're draft pick for draft pick. We are up shit creek without a paddle. Draft time, still no first round pick here. We pick at almost the top of the second round. Now, I'm going to see what's available here. We might be able to make a move up, considering we traded down and got some picks. I don't know. We need offensive line pretty badly. We need still cornerback. We need safety. We need defensive line. Linebacker is good. That's the one thing I can say. We're probably good at linebacker, but pretty much everything across the O-line, D-line besides Aaron Donald. And I know I say this all the time. It might be time for a scheme change. Aaron Donald back to D-tackle. Pick up one D-tackle in this draft. Ebukam moves down. Dante Fowler Jr. moves down. Kenny Young, Corey Littleton, and we draft a linebacker. So I think a 4-3 move is probably the best. I know I do this every rebuild I change. I just feel like it's going to work out a lot better. Yeah, I gotta figure out how this is going to work. And what picks do we have? A second, 2/3, 2/5, a 6th, and a 7th. Ugh. Yikes. And let me tell you, this guy looks really good. I hate myself. And this guy has a classic porn star name, Ron Long, and he's got a mustache working too. And he's a speed rusher. Oh, too many jokes to make here. It's not the best draft class I've ever seen. I think we're probably just going to end up simulating to our pick. Perry Mickey looks really good, 79 overall inside linebacker. William Brewer, stud at 79. Okay, there's some studs in this class. There are. Just, we're not going to have a chance at any of them. First guy even on my board is Chad Flowers. He's a tackle out of Illinois. He's a 71 overall, ranked at number 28. We took him at 43. Normal development kind of hurts him a bit. He's actually not terrible, but is this really a tackle of the future for us? I don't know. Next pick is going to be Emmanuel Dale out of Arkansas. Looks like a really good defensive tackle to add to our group, and he's a 71 overall, ranked number 27 in the class. We took him at 75, 90 strength, 76 power moves, 77 speed, 80 acceleration. He's okay. He's okay. We're not really getting any game changers, but that's to be expected at this point. All right, Nick Wood out of UCLA, speed rusher, should be a good rotational player. He is a 69 overall, nice. Number 43 in the class. We took him at 80 speed, 78 tackle, 73 finesse moves. He's okay, I guess. He's nice. That's all we can say. Now, this is 7th round guy, but he looks okay. Could be a good rotational linebacker for us. He's ranked number 205. We took him at 171. At decent speed, tackle, acceleration, pursuit. He just doesn't really aware well. That's not a... No, he just doesn't have good awareness or coverage, which are things that you need to play linebacker, apparently. And that's the end of the draft. This was not a good draft class for us. We finally have a first-round pick next year, so that's cool. This might be one of my longer rebuild videos in terms of length for like years in the rebuild, because we're going pretty quickly through other than my rambling. And we haven't really made progress at all, but it's been difficult to, based on our vicious salary cap situation. It's terrible. I don't really know how to get around it. The offensive line is garbage, but it's what we deal with. I mean, we can't do anything about it at the moment because we can't sign anybody. The drafts have not been good for players. I don't want to just randomly take players. I don't know, man. It has not been ideal. Taylor Rapp is going to start at free safety to fill that hole at least a little bit, but wow. This team is not developing well at all. This is the team for season number 3. Yikes. It's kind of all I can say about it. It's not ideal. The offensive line is garbage. We don't have a tight end. The skill positions are awesome for the most part. Look at wide receiver, running back, quarterback. Stellar. Defensively, we have some standouts. Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, obviously, Samson Ebukam, John Johnson. Other than that, not great. Dante Fowler Jr. is okay. We're still waiting on some of these guys to develop a little bit. Kenny Young, Corey Littleton. But it's not a great team overall. So are we just looking forward to the draft? Like, kinda. All right, week 10. Robert Woods is our highest overall free agent, it appears, and we are 1-7. Very nice. See, I don't know how we're that bad. Our first win came in week 9. Like, what? Like, actually. What are the Titans? The Titans are 3-4-1. They've won triple R games. They're an 81 overall. I don't really know what to, like, overall doesn't matter. I don't know what matters. I don't know how you win games in Sim. It just seems completely random and not in any good way. I don't think there's any formula to it at all, as Robert Woods, Kenny Young, Obaniah Okoronkwo, aka Obo. I don't know, man. Still no money. Robert Woods has got to walk. Has to. We have no money to re-sign him. Kenny Young definitely is going to be brought back for sure. We'll give him 5 years, up the salary and the bonus slightly, and he should re-sign. Wearing 96 is disgusting for a middle linebacker. I hate that a lot. I'm also not going to change it. So, yeah, I mean, we're not making the playoffs. I can already see people like, oh, Bengal, you suck. Yeah, dude, like a Tijuana hooker. I mean, we're not going to make the playoffs. Finished 3-13, really. 3-13 with an 84 overall team now. That's fantastic. Every rebuild is just turning into me complaining, saying, hey, we have a good enough team. How are we going 3-13? And I get that there are some holes, but we are losing to worse teams consistently. I would almost guarantee, if I was a different team in the division, maybe like the Seahawks, that the Seahawks would be the team that go 3-13, and the Rams would be the team that win 10 games. It just seems like the user in simulation loses a lot. It's like, oh, you don't want to lose? Play the game. It's not, I can't. It's not the video. I need to get in and out. As the Chargers beat the Seahawks 31-28. I think it's a reverse of what happened last year. I swear to God, it's all scheme dependent. It's all scheme dependent. Whatever playbook you're in, you're going to win games or not. It infuriates me because there's no point to building a team. There really isn't. Robert Woods is down to 83. We just have to move on, get younger and play for the future. He's just too expensive. I can't offer a 29, 30-year-old wide receiver $10 million per year when we have so many holes. I need to upgrade the offensive line a lot. I know what you're thinking, hey, Bengal, there's so many holes on this team. It's like, yeah, but the joint overall. We have a stud quarterback, a bunch of great receivers, a good running back. It's the sim engine, right? It's not like, well, Bengal, your offensive line's bad. Teams with bad offensive lines can't win games. It's not how sim works. Well, sim doesn't work. That's the problem. Lavert Hill is up to superstar development now as I continue to rant. And the worst part about it is that I know that people who don't understand it and haven't, this is not even like a cool brag or whatever, but like I've been at EA several times, offer feedback on the game as part of the Game Changers program. It doesn't work as intended. They know they need to revamp it. They just haven't yet. We have no money still. Where's it all going? As you've probably noticed, this is just a vicious, vicious cycle of drafting players or having, well, not yet, but you'll see. But it's having players develop and then leaving because we can't afford to pay them. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing. I wanted to hold on to Jalen Ramsey. That's the point of the entire video. When we get back to the Rams, either realistically or otherwise in the fantasy style rebuild, I'm gonna make some moves, man. Because when you look at the 2022 salary cap hit, which is next year, Jared Goff is 30 mil, Aaron Donald 22 mil, Brandon Cooks almost 18, Ramsey over 17. Like Todd Gurley's probably gonna get traded. Brandon Cooks would get traded. I'd probably move Jared Goff if I'm honest. We just don't have any money. It's such a tough spot. And there's nothing that I can do about it. We have no money. Again, let me know if you've done this team and how you handled it. But I have not been able to crack the code. We pick at number 3 overall. Raiders, boom. Frank Verdon, a 77 overall left tackle. Redskins go Stephen Wakefield, a cornerback out of Illinois, really. 75 overall. We got to hit big on this 3rd overall selection. I might end up trading down for more picks to fill more holes. All right, here's just a Diamond Weatherspoon. First round talent in the 4th. I'll probably take him in the 2nd because I could see him going early 3rd. That's just how it works. So Diamond Weatherspoon, first of all, amazing name. I'm going to draft him. I'm definitely trading down here, by the way. I have to. Trading number 3 overall for number 9 overall. A 2nd and a 3rd from the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's no one that I want at this spot particularly. So I'll just let the CPU draft whoever in front of me and then take whoever I'd like at number 9. And anyone I want should be available. All the picks in front were terrible. Freddie Small, 63 overall. That's a bad pick, but that's typical Bills. All right, I'm taking a defensive tackle here. Kamal Daly. I went back and forth. Tackle, defensive tackle. Offensive tackle, defensive tackle. I'm going with Kamal Daly here, a defensive tackle. We can move back up. I think as far as good defensive tackles goes, it's stacked up higher in the 1st round, and it's strong near the lower end of the first. So Daly is going to be the pick here, and he is a 78 overall, number 1 in the entire class. We made the right decision. I was also in between defensive tackles, either Kamal Daly or Jose Jones was his name. We made the right pick. We got the best player in the class with star or better development, 92 strength, 79 block shed, 83 power move, 77 speed. Very, very well-rounded, very good. We'll come in and start right away. Maybe we get Aaron Donald V2. And I might have to trade back up for some of these players. There goes one of the tackles, Gerard Ellison out of Ole Miss. Not bad, but I got my eye on a right tackle. There's Jose Jones, 77. So we wouldn't have done poorly with him either. There was the tackle that I wanted is a 78 overall, went to Penn State. Just 4 picks away. I guess 5 technically. Top of around 3. The thing was, there was a tackle ahead of him on right tackle projected to be drafted, and they went with the other one instead. And I should have maybe traded up. I thought about it, but we still have so many holes. I don't want to risk it with the draft capital. So I'm going to have to hope this offensive lineman on the inside is available here. This left guard out of Alabama, Joshua Hyde. Now, we didn't need another tackle because we have Havenstein. But it still would have been nice to have. Could have moved him. I don't know. So we're trading a 1 next year, a 5, and a 6 for number 31 overall. We're trading with the Seahawks. So in division trading, cry, please, in the comments. I beg you. No, but we are trading up this selection, and we're going to be taking that left guard. I can't risk the Seahawks taking him. So welcome to the LA Rams, Joshua Hyde, 77 overall star or better development. He's number 5 in the class. This class is stacked, at least with linemen. Offensive and defensive linemen are ranked or rated extremely highly. So very excited to add him to the team. The offensive line looks a whole lot better now. All we needed was just an excessive amount of picks to actually make a difference. All right, round 2, pick 3 is going to be Perry Lloyd out of wherever. Wisconsin, 71 overall. He's number 28 in the class. We took him at 35. I'm telling you, the next pick, I'm going to reach big time, but it's not going to be a reach at all because he's going to be really, really good. In the hell is his name? It was like something weird. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, Diamond Weatherspoon. You could say this guy in the early 4th is a diamond in the rough. Get it? We're killing it. He is a 77 overall star or better development, ranked at number 4 in the entire class. Absolutely crushing it. Yeah, he's really good. Now, he is a prototypical 3-4 D end. So we're going to be sticking to 3-4 probably. That was the goal here with these picks so far. So defensive tackle, got a nose out of the way. Weatherspoon at 318 could probably even play that spot anyway. And I guess strength is making him so good. Why is he a 77? Like, he's good. Good tackle, block shed, but strength is really the thing making him a really high overall, I would guess. Taking another offensive lineman here. This one is Tyrone Clayton out of Bama. We're going back-to-back Bama left guards. Well, of course, with guards and drafts. He's a 69 overall, so nice. Number 37 in the class. We took him at 67. I mean, it's obviously a good pick for the spot, but 57 run block finesse. Jeez. Not ideal. Trading 3 4s for a 2 next year from the Bears. One of the 4th round picks is next year. I just don't really want to have all of them. And I'm only going to take one more pick in this draft. I know we have a 7th rounder, but I'm just going to let the CPU handle that. Last player I want, either a defensive tackle or a left guard. I think we're going to go with Derek Browning here. Another Alabama left guard. Welcome to the team. Also a 69 overall, number 40 in the class. Took him at 109. Also has 54 run block finesse. I think that was the same. Is there a glitch in the matrix here? We just got 3 Alabama left guards. 2 of them had 54 run block finesse. Both 69 overall. I mean, they're nice picks. Don't get me wrong. Just not amazing. So this is the team for season 4. I don't know. It looks better. I don't know why I thought we had a lot more picks on the offensive line. Like, it's coming together somewhat, but it's still not ideal. I almost think we should move the left guard Hyde over to left tackle just because he's a better player, and then move in our left tackle that we drafted last year to guard. I just think that's going to be a better fit for us in terms of protecting the quarterback, getting the offense going. So Flowers is going to move to the inside at 6'6", 322. Has decent size for guard. I mean, a lot of guards you're going to find at around like 6'4" to 6'6", so that works out well. I can't really even think of any guard that's super tall. Alex Boone might be 6'8", former Vikings offensive lineman. But yeah, that's a story for another time, I guess. So this is the offensive line. We need a tight end. I'm going to sign one. Brandon Cooks, Cooper Kupp, great combo at wide receiver. Todd Gurley, down to a 98 now. He's regressing. No. Jared Goff in there as well. And then defensively, our defensive line's sick. We have 2 star or better development rookie defensive linemen and Aaron Donald. Lavert Hill is superstar. Our linebacking core is coming together nicely. The defense is honestly good now. These two players make it pretty awesome. And we have some good role players in there as well. But just, I don't know. I think what we're going to do is just change the playbooks and watch us win games. So that'll be fun. We'll sign Dalton Schultz in free agency. He is our new starting tight end. And if I can also sign John Ross, who I noticed in free agency, I'm going to. Because John Ross, say what you want about him as a former first-round pick, maybe not working out. He's still quite young. Even in the game, even up till now, he's only 26 years old. 80 overall. He can still obviously fly. Just doesn't really, what's the word? Catch well, and he's a receiver. So that's no good. But, yeah, add Dalton Schultz to the team. Add John Ross. We've now got 3 very capable receivers. A lot of speed out here. Honestly, John Ross is just like if Brandon Cooks wasn't as good. And then Cooper Kupp's obviously a beast. Dalton Schultz is on the team. That's really all you can say about him now. We're going to simulate to the midseason mark. Probably lose a lot of games. I don't know. This video has been all over the place trying to figure out this cap situation. It hasn't been good. We are 4-4 at week 9. Top and pending free agents are special teamers in Greg Zuerlein and Johnny Hecker. Of course, other than like guys we randomly signed. Rob Havenstein is here. Actually, Greg Zuerlein's not even here. It's just we had to upgrade him. David Long would be someone I'd look to extend. Taylor Rapp probably. Darrell Henderson for less than 3. I'm in. We're starting to get some more money, but Havenstein's going to take up a lot of that. $7 million per year isn't terrible for him. He is 30. But he's still an 80 overall, or 81 overall. So we're going to try and extend him for just 2 years, and he comes back. All right, David Long, Taylor Rapp, Rob Havenstein, and Johnny Hecker all return. We can worry about the rest later. I want to have some money to actually bring in some talent, believe it or not. And if we offer big contracts, we're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to upgrade some of our players and then simulate to the playoffs, which hopefully will make also. Oh, Lavert Hill already had superstar. I thought that may be a rookie. But he's got an ability now. We're going to simulate to the playoffs. We're 4-4. I hope we make them, dude. We're in 2022. I'll probably end up doing another season after this. Just because I am enjoying it, but it's taken so long to actually get money and picks to be able to do anything. What fun. Didn't make the playoffs again. Finished 7-9. This is going great. We're up to an 86 overall at least. So there are positives and negatives, I suppose. We beat the Saints in week 17. But once again, we don't make the playoffs. Next year, I think we will be a playoff team. Now that we are actually in control of some of our players' contracts who are continuing to develop and get upgraded. So next year, I think we're going to be good because we're going to be too high of an overall to miss out on the playoffs. Because I can go week by week and show you, oh, we're an 86 overall. They're 78. Oh, and we lost to them. And that would happen every week. But I think we're going to be too high of an overall, like up 88 range maybe, where we're going to win at least 9 or 10 games and have a chance to make the playoffs. Bills beat the Vikings 28-21 in the Super Bowl. I don't think I've ever seen the Vikings win more than 6 games in Sim ever. So the fact that they made the Super Bowl is bewildering to me. I could have just said surprising, but I got to look like a cunt. John Ross, Dalton Schultz. I always forget that like Americans in particular are taken aback by that, and I am. But I watch some British and Australian comedians who throw it around like it's nothing, and the audiences don't think it's anything either. So I just kind of I forget that. Oh no, if you said that in public, I would get stabbed by probably a lady. I guess if it's somebody stabbing you, is it really a lady? Maybe I guess it's she's a bit of a cunt probably. Ooh, only $7 million in free agency spent. We might be able to bring in one decent player. Nick Bosa's here. Superstar X Factor. As Aaron Donald's 32 now. What do we need? We need offense. Quinn Williams as well. This entire draft class is probably here. N'Keal Harry as well. Offensive line maybe. Alejandro Villanueva is not going to be it. Dalton Reisner. Matt Paradis is not going to work. Gabe Jackson's not going to work. Shuma Idoga is not going to work. I want to say he played left tackle at USC and was drafted by the Jets. Yeah, he definitely did. I think he was good in the Senior Bowl, but he's a right tackle. I feel like our defense, for the most part, is good. We definitely don't need defensive tackle. As I'm finding out, Weatherspoon and Daly, unfortunately, both have star, not anything higher. That's a little bit sad. Let's see here. We don't need edge at outside linebacker. Could we use cornerback? No. I don't even know that I want to sign somebody now that we have the ability to, because Taylor Rapp went up to star dev, as you can see from the silver star next to his name there at the bottom under your depth chart. I don't even know what we want. A third receiver, maybe? N'Keal Harry is going to command probably a pretty big contract. Josh Reynolds does not have superstar X Factor. What do you mean? What do you actually mean? Where'd you get that from? He's an 82 overall. How does he just keep getting upgraded to superstar X Factor? There's no way. So we don't have a first round pick, but we're going to move up for one. Now, where we're going to move up, I'm not sure yet. I don't want to wait till the middle of the second round. We're doing classic Rams and not having a first round pick. They haven't had one for the previous 5 years, provided that they don't actually acquire one in 2020 or 2021, because they didn't have one in 2017. I think that was a Brandon Cooks trade. Didn't have one in 2018. Because... Oh, no, it was Jared Goff and then Brandon Cooks, excuse me. And then last year they traded down. And then 2020 and 2021, they don't have a first-round pick anymore. So this is realistic. Trading a first-round pick next year for a first-round pick this year with the Broncos. Not going to have it next year, so it doesn't really matter. And by that I mean, yeah, I'm not going to probably have a season next year. It's probably going to end the video. And I know what you're thinking, Bengal. That's cheese, dude. They'd have that pick in real life. You're just going to act like you're not going to have it because you're not going to play. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking TJ Kendricks here. He's an offensive guard out of Auburn. And he is quite good. Number 4 in the class, star or better development. Probably going to play center for us. And our offensive line is now complete and built. He is a stud. I would hope for superstar dev, but it really doesn't matter all that much at this point as we simulate to the second round. Making a big move here. 2 second-round picks this year. A third next year for Albert Okwuegbunam. He was on the Chiefs. They have Travis Kelce. I don't know why they have him. They would have had to spend a pretty high pick in order to get Albert Okwuegbunam. And they don't need him. So now we add a stellar, stud, young tight end to our receiving core. He has superstar development, we're finding out now. And we don't really need those picks all that badly. I'd rather improve the team. We could use a good third receiver. Might have to check out free agency for that. Cornerback group is good. We could use some depth. Although there's a good player here coming up that's a 5th-round guy, but with first-round potential. So I'm going to take him just because it looks cool, and then we'll probably take depth picks, I would say. And there's a first-round left outside linebacker. Looks okay. Don't really need him as much. I would rather have Tavares McAllister out of Iowa. Just kind of fits the scheme more, so adds more depth there. 70 overall normal dev, number 32 in the class. We took him at 74. So the outside linebacker probably would have been higher overall if he was first-round talent. But we'll simulate a couple picks here, literally, and then take that receiver to add to our receiving core, add to that depth. And Kareem Rush still on the board, but we're going to take Wayne Slate here. Kind of a cool name, and he is a 69 overall, nice, normal dev, number 41 in the class. Took him at 77. Not the best, not the worst. I think our next pick is going to be just depth cornerback. So unless he's good, which he won't be, I will see you guys for the start of the final season. Season 5? I don't even know at this point. Dudley Burks. Not good. This was too bad to not show you. Oh my lord. Didn't have him scouted at all. I think that it was fairly obvious, but Jesus. Might be the lowest overall player I've ever drafted outside of the 54, because my draft class was screwed up earlier, in Zach Shackleford in year 1. So second lowest overall, I guess, and one was a glitch. CPU worked some magic here. 57 and 59 overall in the 6th and the 7th, doing what they do. Drafting extraordinarily well. Riley Ridley is here in free agency. 27 years old, 77 overall. Should work in nicely. Still have pretty much no cap room to really operate at all, as has been the trend of this entire video. Again, like, if I know someone's going to be able to do better than me, but like, it's going to be interesting because you're going to have to really make some trades in order to keep this team ultra competitive especially with Madden Sim. Are you kidding? But Riley Ridley is going to be our third receiver. This is the team. Offensive line, Kendricks makes a big addition to our team. What was his name? TJ Kendricks. Doesn't really matter. And then defensively, our defense is good, man. Lavert Hill is up to superstar dev. David Long. We have good CB depth overall. It's not the best team we've ever had. It's not the worst. It's far from the worst. I mean, it's an 87 overall. So I mean, it's a solid team. It's not an amazing team, as maybe we wish it would be. But if we don't make the playoffs with this team, I am gonna be upset. Also, in the event that we are unsuccessful in this simulation, I'm gonna stop and see each of our divisional opponents' team overalls, just so we have, a good scale. Because we started off 0-1. We're an 86 overall. We lost to the Bears 24-12. We're at 82. I know, again, it's not only overall based, but I think that should play a pretty big part, because overall that's the better team. They should win a lot. We have +3 overall on the Seahawks, so they're an 83 overall. I imagine we'll lose to them a couple times this year. Probably 2 for 2. And the 49ers, I imagine, are a worse overall. But we'll find out. Oh, we won by 1. That's very nice. The 49ers, who started at 0-2, are a 84 overall. They're an 84. So we still are a better team than they are, although it's fairly close. Don't get me wrong. I get that. Oh, okay, this is perfect. Just got back down. I'm offline, as I said before, because I have too many leagues. We're 3-4 as they sit back down. The Cardinals are 7-0. Now, if the Cardinals have a higher overall than we do, I will be shocked. And they're 7-0. We've won 3 games. They haven't lost. They're an 83. And we have a super good quarterback, at least in terms of overall. Now, Kyler Murray might be in similar territory at this point, but we have an 87 overall quarterback. We have such a talented team, yet we are 3-4, struggling to win a game. And here the Cardinals are with almost an identical schedule, because we're in the same division, and they are 7-0. Like, come on, dude. Simulation's just so bad. It's so terrible, and every video turns out the same. Build a great team, don't win any games, and then complain in the final season. Are you sensing a trend? This is why you hit that like button. This is why you hit the subscribe button, because who could get enough of these? Who is shocked? We didn't make the playoffs, obviously. We're only at 88 overall, 89 offense, 87 defense. Cardinals went 11-5. 49ers went 10-6. We won 8 games. Seahawks won. We started at 1-7, went 6-9. I don't know what to tell you. There's just absolutely no consistency at all. Ty Gurley had an unbelievable year, 1660 yards rushing, 15 touchdowns, average almost 6.5 per carry. Riley Ridley led the team in catches and yards. Brandon Cooks had 9 touchdowns. Defensively, some stuff happened. It just makes me not want to do these anymore. And I have a lot of fun building the team. We had the 7th best offense in terms of yards. We had the 29th defense. There's just no consistency whatsoever. And I get that the NFL is chaotic, and it's a somewhat unpredictable league, other than the fact that you can predict that the Patriots are going to probably finish at the top every year. But, I mean, at what point does it just get frustrating, man? It's time and time again doing the same thing and experiencing the same result. And what did that Albert Einstein guy say? What did that fella say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Yeah, here I am being like, oh, maybe this will be the one where we win. I don't know, man. It's just sickening, the sim engine. It really is. And I just saw my face cam lag. I don't know if it got desynced over the course of this video. If it did, I apologize. If it didn't, don't even worry about it. But I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.